Hey everyone, my name is Xenia, and today I'm here with the wise owl of the wrestling industry, with your favorite podcaster's favorite podcaster, Omega Luke.
Hey, how you doing?
So guys, what we're doing here today is we're doing a wrestling never have I ever. And we have asked you to send in your questions, and we're going to read them out and answer them. And we have crafted some snazzy signs. But mine is backwards.
I started doing the N the wrong way round, but it's all good. I think I saved it.
I think we both somewhat succeeded in that.
At least I wrote mine the right way round.
So yeah, without further ado, let's start with the questions. Okay, the first question. At JB the Rocker on Instagram says, never have I ever tweeted hashtag not my champion.
No.
You have not? You're not like the bitter side of wrestling Twitter, are you?
No, I don't think I am really. I don't think I ever have.
Well, you're already a better person than me in this video.
Who have you done that to?
I have, and I think I've done it like more than once. I'll have to dig up maybe some of my tweets and I'll insert them in the video. I think I've done it about Roman Reigns when it was his like universal title reign, which now sounds like just horrible.
Hey, you want to know?
I think I've done it like every time that Miz or Ziggler lost their titles.
You and the Miz, eh?
Yeah.
You and the Miz.
Whoever it was too, I was like, nah, not having any of that.
No, I don't think I've ever tweeted it out. I think I get worse when people should win the belt and they don't. Nakamura last year, I think he should have won the belt. Maybe at WrestleMania. I get angrier more when it doesn't happen than when it does.
This one is very weird considering that I asked you guys to suggest never have I ever wrestling related questions. Like, obviously I'm a wrestling fan and obviously Luke is a wrestling fan. Sure, I live somewhat far from America and so do you. But yeah, at Eric Payer, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, 8, says, never have I ever seen a WWE event live. I feel like that's like a given.
Yeah. Only though, just last year was the
Really?
first time. And I only really went to my first actual wrestling show about 2.5 years ago. NXT UK was the first WWE show that I went to. And I've been to Raw and SmackDown after.
And if you don't mind me asking, how long have you been a fan?
On and off since about 1997.
Oh, wow. Like, you've been brewing, like, you've waited for that.
But now, I think, this year, I'll probably go to about 3 or 4.
Oh, yeah, that sounds great. I go to about, 1 a year, I would say.
Do they go to Russia a lot?
They went to Russia, actually, twice, and it was my first time going to a WWE event when they first came to Russia. It was in 2012. I was 17.
Yeah.
I've been a fan since about 2007, I think. But I also went to house show in London, actually, once. Yeah.
Oh, really?
It was great. It was fun. I actually made a video about that. Like, something happened. I will insert the card somewhere, so yeah. Next question comes from @InfantGoose6565, which is great username.
That is a top name. I like that.
Yeah, and he also says that his YouTube channel is the same as his ad, so do check it out. He says, never have I ever said I'm never watching WWE again. You're one of those, are you?
I am one of those. But I have also gone through stages where I haven't watched WWE for years. I just fell out of love with wrestling and didn't get back into it. And the reason... I know. But the reason, thankfully, I got back into it was Kenny Omega and Okada's match at Wrestle Kingdom. It's the reason why I'm called Omega Luke. So that is, yeah, which is the reason why I brought me back into, yeah, exactly. And it brought me back into wrestling, and here I am. I have, unfortunately, been one of those guys who said I'm never going to watch WWE again.
Yeah, great question. And I feel like for me, wrestling and WWE in particular, because I mostly watch WWE, is something that is so constant in my life and something that is like always there and that I love so much. And I find comfort in the fact that I love it so much and that it's always there. So I've never said that I will never watch WWE again. And I do truly believe that I will always watch WWE. At Goblin Party on Instagram says, never have I ever had ringside seats.
Is that just at WWE
No,
show?
I think in general.
Oh, yeah. I sat second row at a Cody show.
Oh, really?
In December.
I think I've only ever had ringside seats.
No, I've sat up in the gods for Raw and SmackDown. It was still cool.
This question I love. I think it's really fun. From Twitter, at Powerbomb, who is my great friend. Cass, shout out to him. He says, never have I ever worn a replica title in public.
Oh.
Yeah, me neither.
Not in public. Only recently, my friend bought the UK title, and I've wore it to have like photos for a laugh.
Ironically, yeah. You just wore it ironically. It wasn't serious or anything.
I felt like what girls do on night outs, where they take like photos for like an hour before they go out on a night out.
But I feel like I've always said that I don't get replica titles. Like I don't get why you'd buy it, but I think just recently, like I'm a late bloomer. Like I've come to this phase that any wrestling fan comes. I think I want a replica title.
They're just so expensive though, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. But I feel like I would be like somewhat happy even with the toy version, like the plastic one.
Yeah,
just like for the pictures, like
like 15 quid.
Yeah, like that's fine for me. Let's not like go out and spend like $500 on replica titles. At least not yet. And I kind of get it when it comes to like people who do cosplays. It kind of makes sense. But when you're just a Greg like in a Bullet Club shirt and you're wearing like a title on your shoulder, that's kind of weird. I just loved that tweet that went like semi-viral, where someone went like, wrestling fans who take title belts to shows should defend them there.
Oh, I'd be so up for that.
Another, like, I wouldn't say it's a fun question because there's nothing fun about that, but I'd say that it's an interesting question. At LM Hair on Twitter says, never have I ever been so upset at the result of a wrestling match that it's made me angry or sad for the next 24 hours.
Oh.
Definitely.
I don't think you can be passionate about wrestling if that is not the case. Yeah. I'm trying to think of a time where it actually had, but I know I have.
Yeah, I just know it happened, but...
I think overall, the ending to last year's WrestleMania really annoyed me for more than a week.
I had this a lot while Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens were feuding, because because most of it did not make sense.
It really annoyed me because Kevin Owens went through a stage of being like a really good bad guy who was like a legitimate fighter, and then we went to like him being a cowardly
like a whiny
within
cowardly,
a year.
Yeah. At Jax__45, again my great friend Jax, shout out to him, says, never have I ever worn merchandise of a wrestler that I dislike.
No, I would never do it.
I feel like the whole point of wearing merch is representing the wrestler that you like.
Although, does it count if you wore merchandise for someone you used to hate?
Wow.
While they were active. Obviously, you know about it because of WrestleCrate UK. Yeah. The Eric Bischoff t-shirt. Like, I never used to like Eric Bischoff because I hated WCW. Whereas I've wore that t-shirt quite a few times now. But I really like Eric Bischoff now.
Well, now you like him. But yeah, it like half counts. By the way, I have a code for WrestleCrate, which you guys can use. Also on the topic of the wrestlers that we hate or love, also Jax says, never have I ever cheered for a superstar that I hate because them winning would benefit my favorite.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I think I have. I can't think of a time when I did that though.
Yeah, and also like I'm in like prediction leagues where it's like an actual competition.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Also, we did like some sort of a like raffle for Royal Rumble this year, where you like pick a number and then you have to cheer for this person.
Like a draft.
Like a draft. Like I don't know. I just know what I like. I just ended up drafting both numbers of people that I dislike. So I wasn't cheering for them. I just went like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, bye. At Diana_Sharan, who is also my great friend and a beauty guru on Instagram, says, never have I ever been attracted to a wrestler. Yeah.
It's silly, isn't it?
Like,
I could give you a very, very long list of wrestlers that I have. Me and my friends, we like get a bit of man crushing. Like Tyler Bate, like, I know that guy's an attractive guy.
But I feel like the problem here is that me being a girl, I get shamed for being attracted to wrestlers sometimes.
That's the whole point of it.
Well, it's not the whole point of it.
They're being built as like these big, strong guys who, you know, are like the most masculine of men.
But also, like, it's not even about masculinity. It's more about like the persona, you know, the charisma. Obviously, if a guy can become a professional wrestler, he is charismatic. It's weird and it's nasty because it's obvious that every single wrestling fan was at least once attracted to a wrestler.
As well, like Millie McKenzie. I find her more attractive because of how good she is in the ring.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I've seen her live a few times and I think, wow, she is a badass.
Yeah, I genuinely find Kevin Owens attractive. Even though if it was like a regular dude like walking down the street, I don't think I would. We all feel this way to a certain extent, but once it's like something that you like tweet about or something that you like say outwardly, people are like, oh no, like you're only watching it for the ripped guys.
It's really hard for me as like a content creator who is male to say that I find a women's wrestler attractive. I've only said it like 3 or 4 times, and every time I've done it on a tweet, I've like been very cautious of how I've writ it, why I've writ it, and stuff like that.
I, like, being a girl and being a, well, I can say women's rights advocate, I feel like we always talk about how girls are getting shamed for that, especially when it comes to like a wrestler who is married. Like, you can't say he's cute because you're labeled like a whore suddenly. I feel like we don't talk enough about how you, like, guys, men, are also facing such things. Well, this question is kind of related to the previous one, but in an even more sketchy way. It's also from Diana, who gets a lot of interest in our personal relations with wrestlers. She says, never have I ever been hit on by a wrestler.
Oh, no.
Well, I would say no, but I've definitely like talked to people. Again, it's nothing special, it's nothing like creepy or whatever. As a female wrestling fan, as a content creator as well, who kind of does media stuff connected to wrestling, right? I feel like male wrestlers are scared of me. Yeah, because they feel like if they like a picture, they'll be like labeled as, I don't know, is they're like trying to hit on me, even if they aren't. Of course, we're not dropping names here, right? But there are many wrestlers who have a reputation for hitting on fans, for cheating or whatever. And everyone's just, it's like a circle of people being silent. I think these fans also don't want to expose themselves.
That question from like a girl's perspective is a very interesting one. I mean, from a boy's perspective, I think you'll struggle to find a women's wrestler who will hit on a male
right,
fan.
yeah.
Like,
I feel like also in the society that we live in, it's less frequent that a girl would hit on a guy than vice versa.
Yeah.
So maybe that affects her as well.
But if you're out there and you see me, I'm only kidding.
I also feel like, again, when it comes to fans who get hit on by married or taken wrestlers, I feel like also the reason why they don't speak up about that, again, in the light of this Corey Graves story, everyone started lashing out at Carmella, not him. I feel like if those fans were to come forward, they would face even more backlash than the wrestler. So, @Nikki_Coco on Instagram says, never have I ever been catcalled at a wrestling-related event. Catcalled.
No.
Well, it's when like, it's more relatable for a girl, of course. It's like when you walk down the street and like a guy like whistles at you or like says like, wow.
Oh, I get that all the time. Like, all the time.
Yeah, poor thing. Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember if I've been catcalled at a wrestling event, but like near the venue, 100%. It happens a lot to me. I feel like it's something that people think that it's not like something that's serious or not something that's scary, but it is scary, especially if you're alone somewhere. Yeah, definitely, I agree. I've seen it happen quite a lot. Another one from Instagram, real_KH says, never have I ever felt uncomfortable at a live show. It depends on how you define uncomfortable. I think I definitely have, in different senses. I'm going to say never because like I've always enjoyed every show that I've been to. I've also enjoyed every show that I've been to, but there have been people around me that made me enjoy it a little bit less. I hate to sound like snobbish or whatever, and of course, like supporting wrestlers is the reason that we go there. But when I went to Evolution, there was a person in front of me that brought like 7 different signs, and they were all huge. Can you imagine what it would have been like in the Attitude Era? Yeah. When every other person was taking one of those huge signs. Yeah. Like if you look at the Attitude Era like Raws now, well when they like scan the crowd and you can't actually see anyone's face because there's just signs everywhere. I mean it looks cool, it looks fun. If you're in that crowd, you've got to be pissed off. Like almost halfway throughout the show, people around them started getting frustrated because no one could see anything. And like it's great that like you want to support your favorite wrestler, but I feel like when you bring like 7 signs for like every wrestler on the card, and they were double-sided too, by the way. It's more like you're trying to get TV time than you're trying to support your favorite wrestler, right? If I had decent seats
like ringside seats where I knew like the hard cam would be facing, I think a little like Omega Luke Loves Andrade Cien Almas would look wonderful.
So I think those were all the questions that we got. So yeah, that was fun. We talked a little bit about embarrassing merch, about size, a little bit about the different experiences that we get as a girl and as a guy.
Very different, it turns out.
Yeah. And also, we filmed another video for Luke's channel. So go over to his channel, check that out. I'll put the links in the description down below and also probably insert a card or something. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a like if you had a good time. Subscribe to my channel and also to Luke's channel, and I'll put the links to his social media in the video description down below, as well as mine. I'm at XeniaDidThat on almost any platform. Goodbye!